to nischalati manaschanchalam astiram tatastato niyamadhyetat atmanyeva vasam nayat.
From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self.
Text 27. Prashantha manasam yenam yoginam sukhamuttamam upeti shantarajasam brahma bhutam akalmasam.
The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. He is beyond the mode of passion. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is freed from all reactions to past deeds.
Text 28. Yunjanevam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmaschaha sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukham ashnute.
Thus, the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord.
Text 29. Sarvabhuta stamatmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha.
The true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere.
Text 30. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sacha me na pranashyati.
For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me.
Text 31. Sarvabhuta stitam yo mam bhajati yekatvam ashtitaha sarvata vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate.
Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the Supersoul, knowing that I and the Supersoul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances.
Text 32. Atma pamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yurjuna sukham va yati va dukham sayogi paramo mataha.
He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna.
Text 33. Arjuna vacha yomam yogastvaya prokta samyena madhusudana etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatvat stitam stiram.
Arjuna said, O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady.
Text 34. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadritam tasyaham nigraham manye vayur iva sudushkaram.
The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind.
Text 35. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Asamshayam Mahabhao Manodurnigraham Chalam Abhyastainat Konteya Vairagyena Chakriyate.
Lord Shri Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment.
Text 36. Asamyatatmana yogo dushprapa iti me matihi vashyatmana tu yatata shako vaptum upayataha.
For one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work, but he whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion.
Text 37. Arjuna vacha ayati shrattayo petu yogach chalita manasaha aprapya yoga samsiddhim kam gatim Krishna gacchati.
Arjuna said, O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist, who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism?
Text 38. Kachinopaya viprastash chinnapram iva nashyati apratishto mahabaho vimuto pramanapati.
O mighty armed Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere?
Text 39. Etan me samshayam Krishna chetum arhasi yeshataha tvadanya samshayasyasya chetana yapupatyate.
This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt.
Text 40. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Partane Veha Namutra Vinashastasya Vidyate Nahi Kalyena Krit Kaschit Durgatim Tatat Gacchati.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Son of Pritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil.
Text 41. Prapya Punya Kritam Lokan Ushitva Shashvati Samaha Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Prashto Vijayate.
The unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy.
Text 42. Athava yoginameva kule bhavati matam etati durlabhataram loke janma yadidrisham.
Or, if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly, such a birth is rare in this world.
Text 43. Tatratam buddhi samyogam labate purva tehikam yatete cha tato bhuya samsiddha gurunandana.
Taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Kuru.
Text 44. Purva vyasena taneva riyate yavasho vishaha jignasur api yogasya shabda brahma divartate.
By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles, even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures.
Text 45. Prayanat yat manas prayatnat yat mananastu yogi samshuta kilpishaha aneka janma samsiddhas tato yati param gatim.
And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contaminations, then ultimately achieving perfection after many, many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal.
Text 46. Tapasvipyo tiko yogi Nanipyo matotikaha karma tiko yogi tasmat yogi pavarjuna.
A yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the empiricist, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi.
Text 47. Yoginam api sarvesham matkatendantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam sameyukta tamo mataha.
And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion.
Om Tat Sat. Thus
Om
ends the
Tat Sat.
Bhaktivedanta purports.
Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to the 6th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of Dhyana Yoga.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry about the commotion. My foot caught the cable. Thank you very much, Prabhu and Jai Shri Mataji. And apologies for the commotion. So dear devotees, we now come to the last verse of the 6th chapter called Dhyana Yoga. And it also draws us our conclusion to the our recitation and study of the Bhagavad Gita. So tomorrow we'll be starting the Srimad Bhagavatam, what we call Chad Plus. I'm not sure about the exact details yet. Divina Prabhu had a meeting which unfortunately couldn't make earlier today. But Mukunda Hari Prabhu will tomorrow be starting the Srimad Bhagavatam. And I know many of you all have been joining us for a long period of time now. So I hope you will continue to stay for our next part of the journey, the study of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And yes, we will conclude today's class. It's a beautiful verse, a very often quoted verse by Srila Prabhupada. Before we read the verse, we'll recite the Mangala Charanam prayers, and you can also join in via unmuted mics. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutan Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapsakanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutidevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadishatarine Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So today is also a very auspicious day in our Vaishnav calendar. It is the appearance day of Sri Advaita Acharya. Sri Advaita Acharya is one of the personalities in the Panchatattva, who is the Lord in 5 features. Pancha means 5. And Sri Advaita Acharya, his an incarnation of Mahavishnu. It is explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that seeing the degraded condition of the material world, Sri Advaita Acharya thought to himself that it is only the Lord himself who can rescue the world from its condition of he leaves to his deities and Ganga water to Shaligram Shila. He cried and he prayed for the Lord deliverance. And it is said only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only by the mercy and appeal of Sri Advaita Acharya, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear. And there was a very nice class this morning in the temple. I'm not sure if any one of you heard it, explaining the various pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I would urge you, you can go to the YouTube channel, Vedanta Manna Live, and you can watch the class given by Her Grace Guru Charana Padma Mataji this morning. It's a beautiful class having the glories of Sri Advaita Acharya. So text number 47 is Yoginam api sarvesham madgatenantar atmanam Shradavam bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mataha. The word for word synonyms: Yoginam of yogis, api also, sarvesham all types of, madgatena abiding in me, always thinking of me, antaha atma within himself, Shradavan in full faith, bhajate this transcendental loving service, yaha one who, mam to me the Supreme Lord, saha he, me by me, yukta tamaha the greatest yogi, mataha is considered. Translation: and of all the yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. A purport. There's quite a long purport here, and maybe we can share the reading today. Would anyone like to read the first paragraph till constitutional position?
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, please, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The word Vajate is significant here. Vajate has its root in the verb vajo, which is used when there is need of service. The English word worship cannot be used in the same sense as vaj. Worship means to adore or to show respect and honor to the worldly one. But service with love and faith is specially meant for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can avoid worshipping a respectable man or a demigod and may be called discourteous, but one cannot avoid serving the Supreme Lord without being thoroughly condemned. Every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus every living entity is intended to serve the Supreme Lord by his own constitution. Failing to do this, he falls down. The Bhagavatam 11.5.3 confirms this as follows: Ya yasam purusam saksat atma prabhavan bham isvaram no vajanti avajayananti stahanat varshata patani adaha. You want me to carry on, Prabhuji, or?
Read the translation, Mataji, and then we'll.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anyone who doesn't render service and neglect his duty unto the primeval Lord who is the source of all living entities, will certainly fall down from the constitutional position.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry about my Sanskrit, Prabhuji.
That's okay. Would anyone like to read the next paragraph? It's quite short, but please do.
I can do Prabhuji.
Yes, please do. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. In this verse, also the word bhajanti is used. Therefore, bhajanti is applicable to the Supreme Lord only, whereas the word worship can be applied to demigods or to any other common living entity. The word avajananti used in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is also found in the Bhagavad Gita. Avajananti mam mataha, only the fools and rascals deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Such fools take it upon themselves to write commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita without an attitude of service to the Lord. Consequently, they cannot properly distinguish between the word bhajanti and the word worship.
Thank you.
The
Mataji.
culmination of all kinds of yoga practices lies in the bhakti yoga. All other but means to come to the point of bhakti in bhakti yoga. Yoga actually means bhakti yoga. All other yogas are progression towards the destination of bhakti yoga. From the beginning of karma yoga to the end of bhakti yoga is a long way to self-realization. Karma yoga without fruitive results is the beginning of this path. When karma yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, the stage is called
Dhyana. Dhyana.
Gnana yoga. When Gnana yoga increases in meditation on the super soul by different physical processes and the mind is on him, it is called Astanga yoga. And when one surpasses the Astanga yoga and comes to the point of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, it is called Bhakti yoga. The culmination, factually, Bhakti yoga is the ultimate goal. But to analyze Bhakti yoga minutely, one has to understand these other yogas. The yogi who is progressive is therefore on the true path of eternal good fortune. One who sticks to a particular point and does not make further progress is called by that particular name, Karma Yogi. Gnana Yogi or Dhyana Yogi, Raja Yogi, Hatha Yogi, etc. etc. If one is fortunate enough to come to the point of Bhakti Yoga, it is to be understood that he has surpassed all other yogis. Therefore, to become Krishna conscious is the highest stage of yoga. Just as when we speak of Himalayan, we refer to the world's highest mountain, of which the highest peak, Mount Everest, is considered to be the culmination. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. You want me to continue? I can read. She is muted.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can I read?
I would like to read.
Okay. Hare Krishna, it is by great fortune that one comes to Krishna consciousness on the path of Bhakti Yoga to become well situated according to the Vedic direction. The ideal yogi concentrates his attention on Krishna, who is called Shyam Sundara, who is as beautifully colored as a cloud, whose lotus-like face is an effulgent as the sun, whose dress is brilliant with the jewels, and whose body is flower garlanded, illuminating all sides is his gorgeous luster, which is called the Brahma Jyoti. He incarnates in different forms such as Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, and Krishna, the Supreme Person of Godhead, and he descends like a human being as the son of a mother Yashoda, and he is known as Krishna, Govinda, and Vasudeva. He is the perfect child, husband, friend, and master, and he is full with all opulences and transcendental qualities. If one remains fully conscious of this feature of the Lord, he is called the highest yogi. This stage of highest perfection in yoga can be attained only by Bhakti Yoga as it is confirmed in all Vedic literature. Yasya deva para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasyanti kathita arhatah prakasante mahatmanaha. Shall I carry on? Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the important knowledge automatically revealed. Savistavrata Upanishad 6.23. Bhakti asya bhajanam tadaham dropadahi nevyasaya musmin mana kalpanam itad eva neskara mayam. Bhakti means devotional service to the Lord, which is free from desire for material profit, either in this life or in the next. Devoid of such an inclination, one should fully absorb the mind in the Supreme. That is the purpose of Neshakar Karmaya. Gopila Tapani Upanishad 1.15. These are some of the means for performance of bhakti or Krishna consciousness, the highest perfection stage of the yoga system. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport to the 6th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the Master of Dhyana Yoga. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you.
All right, sorry, I don't know, I had a problem with my Zoom. It just crashed on my laptop. So I'm having to do it on my phone. Hopefully we'll be able to get through while I try to see if I can reset the Zoom on my laptop. So just bear with me. I'm not sure. I've got a problem at the moment. Just bear with me, dear devotees, because I've got a PowerPoint I wanted to share today. Okay, I'm going to try again. Okay,
Recording in progress.
okay, can you see me on the laptop now?
Okay.